students, welcome to creating paper circuits. We're going to work through the process of creating a basic paper LED light circuit. And you might be wondering, why would we be doing this in sculpture class? But at the end, you'll see some examples of how sculptures incorporate light and how that could be something interesting to incorporate into your next project. So what you need for this is you're going to need your sketchbook out in order to just jot down a couple of notes that are going to help you build the circuit. Right? We're going to be working with different colors of LED lights, look like this. And let's just start with the word LED. Okay. And if you're not sure what LED stands for, it is an acronym. It stands for light emitting diode. So write that down just so you know. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is draw an actual picture of this little LED light with some labels. This is going to help us when we go to the actual creation of the circuit. Okay. So I'm going to just draw a picture of this light. And notice how one side has a longer leg than the other. That's very important. All right. So the longer leg side, that's your plus when we're talking about polarity, and the shorter side is your minus. The plus side is known as your anode, and the shorter leg is known as your cathode. This is going to be important when we hook up the battery. Okay? So again, obviously this is the longer terminal, and this is the short terminal. Right, and we're going to come back and reference this diagram when we go into building our circuit. All right, so right now this is just step one. So access that piece of cardstock that's at your table. You're going to need that. You're going to need copper tape. That's going to be our conductor. And then we'll need to have an LED light and a battery. Okay, so first thing, we're going to just create two parallel lines with our copper tape. So you can just cut this tape. You can also tear it. Just one thing to keep in mind with the tape is it has this backing on it, and if you peel it all off right away, it curls and it's really hard to kind of get flat again. So you want to kind of just peel and then put it down as you're peeling off the backing. Okay, just like this. See how it curled there at the end? You don't want to have any curls. Nice and flat. Okay, and then you're going to take another piece, kind of the same length, and leave a little bit of a gap in between, but not much. Same thing, just start by peeling a little bit of the backing off, not all at once or you're going to get a curl. Lay it down just like that. Okay, that's where we're going to start. Next thing I want you to do is I want you to use a pencil or some sort of writing utensil to indicate your plus and your minus, just like we kind of did here. So this can be our plus side, that can be our minus side. That way when we put on our LED light, we know where things are going. See in the kit of lights that I have that there are different colors and with different labels. Notice the voltage that is listed under each light. So for example, your red and your yellow light have a different lower voltage than your white, blue, and green light. Okay, so for this first circuit that we build, pick white, blue, or green that all have the similar voltage. So for this example, I'll do green. Okay, so I'm gonna take my green light, and we labeled this our copper wire. So remember, make sure your plus side, which is your anode, and your minus side, which is your cathode, are lined up and going to be taped to the correct line. These are just little wires. You can bend and move them. So I'm going to bend them apart so they each are going to touch the wire. And I'm also going to just fold this up so it kind of sits upward. Okay. And then I'm going to take two small pieces of Scotch tape, and I'm going to tape my light, making sure that it is touching the copper tape on the labeled side correctly. Next, I need to attach my battery. One really important thing with the battery is also the battery has a plus side and a minus side, just like your LED light. Okay? So you want to make sure that the plus side of the battery is touching this line and the minus side is touching this line. So I'm going to just peel up a little bit of this tape. Okay. And I'm going to put the plus side down on, or I'm sorry, the minus side down on the line that I labeled minus. And then I'm going to take my plus side. You can already see it's turning on. And I'm going to just set this onto the plus side. Okay, and you can see it lit up real bright. Okay, that is what you're going for. Okay, if you push on here, it should kind of stay lit a little bit more. Okay. Now I have a completed circuit with a green LED light. All right, now that I have a circuit built, something we talked about earlier were the different voltages of the lights. So your blue and your white light have the same voltage as your green light. So if I can just take this white light with the same thing, the plus and the minus, and I can just, with my fingers, set it on the tape, and you'll see it light up. Same with the blue. If I take my blue, hold it down, it'll light up because it has the same voltage of the green. Now if you do the same thing with the red and the yellow light that are different, let's see what happens. Okay, notice when I use the red light, my green light turns off because my red light has a different voltage than my green light. All of the electrons are going into the red light, not leaving any power left for the green light. What this means is if you're wanting to build something with lights, you're going to have to build two separate circuits, one for voltage of the red and yellow and a different one for the voltage of the white, blue, and green. Okay, that's what that is indicating. All right, so at this point you have an example of a circuit. I want you to make sure that you take a photograph of your completed circuit. If you worked in a group of two, you can each take a picture so that we can have proof that you've completed this station and learned how to build one simple circuit.